Outlander fans were left in shock after rumors began circulating online suggesting that series stars Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe had been involved in a serious accident. The speculation spread quickly across social media, with many fans fearing the worst for the beloved on-screen couple, Jamie and Claire Fraser. As the whispers grew louder, Outlander's very own creator and director, Diana Gabaldon, decided to address the situation head-on. Breaking her silence, Gabaldon reassured fans that while the rumors had caused a storm of concern, Sam and Caitriona are safe and well. She acknowledged that the panic was sparked by a behind-the-scenes incident during filming where a stunt sequence reportedly went wrong and caused a brief scare on set. However, Gabaldon clarified that neither Sam nor Caitriona sustained any serious injuries. The duo, known for performing much of their own physically demanding work, were back to filming shortly after the minor mishap. Fans flooded social media with emotional reactions, some expressing relief after hearing Gabaldon's statement, while others admitted the initial rumor had left them heartbroken and terrified. The emotional connection between the stars and their fan base made the news feel deeply personal to many viewers. Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe themselves have yet to directly comment, but insiders close to the production assured fans that both actors are in good spirits. Outlander continues filming its highly anticipated final season, with both leads fully committed to bringing Jamie and Claire's journey to a powerful conclusion. For now, Diana Gabaldon's words have put an end to the swirling speculation. Fans can breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that their favorite stars are safe, though the incident serves as a reminder of the real risks actors face while bringing action-packed dramas to life.
Outlander star Caitriona Balfe has joined the cast for a fresh adaptation of Jane Austen's classic novel, Sense and Sensibility. The period drama, written by Diana Reid and directed by Georgia Oakley, was formally unveiled by Focus Features last month, with Daisy Edgar-Jones and Esme Creed-Miles confirmed in the lead roles of Eleanor and Marianne Dashwood. In a further update from the production company on Monday, it has been confirmed that filming is now underway, with Balfe joining the cast alongside Frank Delane, George Mackay, Herbert Nordrum, Bodhi Ray Brethnich and Fiona Shaw. Balfe, who garnered acclaim for her part as Claire Fraser in Outlander, will assume the role of Edgar-Jones's and Creed-Miles's on-screen mother Mrs. Dashwood, with Killing Eve star Shaw set to play Mrs. Jennings Mackay, best known for 1917 and Fam, will portray Edward Ferrars, while Delane will play Marianne's love interest John Willoughby. Brethnich has been confirmed as Margaret, the third Dashwood sister, while Nordrum will portray Colonel Brandon. Austen's 1811 novel, now regarded as a literary classic, was described as a timeless exploration of restraint and passion by Focus Features, with the production company describing the latest adaptation as a fresh take on the acclaimed work. The book had previously been adapted by Emma Thompson for the big screen in 1995, with the actor also starring as Eleanor. The period drama, directed by Ang Lee, also starred Kate Winslet, Alan Rickman and Hugh Grant. While Balfe will soon take the world of 18th century England, the actor was recently seen alongside Rami Malek in the amateur and action thriller which follows a CIA cryptographer who goes rogue following the murder of his wife. In an exclusive interview with Digital Spy, Balfe revealed that she had a special feeling while shooting in Marseille, sharing where Rami and I did the scenes of Inquiline's house. It was just the coolest little fishing village, but it feels so isolated and remote it felt like somewhere that somebody would go to disappear. All of that stuff really informs you. And I hope that we keep getting to shoot on location and that people don't put things on green screens. Outlander's Caitriona Balfe has once again proven her penchant for transporting audiences into the rich emotional layers of period drama. After anchoring the epic, time-traveling romance of Outlander and venturing into modern thriller territory with The Amateur, she's returning to the 18th century, this time as Mrs. Dashwood in a fresh adaptation of Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility. The film, developed by Focus Features and Working Title Films, began filming in the UK this summer with a vibrant cast and a bold creative vision. Production on the new Sense and Sensibility officially commenced in July 2025, with balanced, sick, Shooting underway in the UK and Caitriona Balfe joining the ensemble alongside Daisy Edgar-Jones and Esme Creed-Miles as the Dashwood sisters, Eleanor and Marianne respectively. The Irish actress steps into the role of Mrs. Dashwood, the wise and heartbroken mother who steers her daughters through love, loss, and societal upheaval. Digital Spy: The Story of Sense and Sensibility, first published in 1811, centers on the Dashwood family, who find themselves in reduced circumstances after the death of their patriarch. Forced to leave their family estate, the widow Mrs. Dashwood and her 3 daughters must navigate the precarious terrain of romance, class expectations, and financial insecurity in Regency-era England. The novel richly contrasts Eleanor's rational composure with Marianne's romantic fervor, while Mrs. Dashwood represents both maternal resilience and emotional gravitas. This new film iteration, directed by Georgia Oakley from a screenplay by Diana Reid, is shaping up to be both reverent and refreshingly contemporary. Caitriona Balfe's casting is noteworthy for several reasons. Best known for her lead portrayal of Claire Fraser in Outlander, she is no stranger to immersive, emotionally resonant period characters. Her performance in Ken Branagh's semi-autobiographical drama Belfast garnered her a Golden Globe nomination, and she has shown remarkable range from Ford v Ferrari to action thrillers like The Amateur. Her return to historical storytelling has been confirmed via her own announcement on Instagram, where she expressed exuberance. "I am so thrilled to be joining this excellent cast for this exciting project in the 250-year anniversary of Austen's birth, with the visionary Georgia Oakley at the helm. A new sense and sensibility for a new generation. So proud to be mother to these amazing young women." Joining Balfe in the production are several accomplished talents. Daisy Edgar-Jones takes on Eleanor Dashwood, while Esme Creed-Miles portrays Marianne. George Mackay, known for 1917, brings Edward Ferrars to life. Fiona Shaw steps into Mrs. Jennings, and the ensemble is rounded out by Frank Delane, Herbert Nordrum, and Bodie Ray Brethnich. The production brings together working title films and focus features, with Georgia Oakley directing and Diana Reid adapting the screenplay. Oakley, an emerging director, is gaining acclaim for her visual sensitivity, while Reid's adaptation is anticipated to bring emotional depth and narrative clarity to Austen's layered work. Producers include Tim Bevan, Eric Fellner, India Flint, and Joe Wallet. The timing of this adaptation is serendipitous, coinciding with the 250th anniversary of Jane Austen's birth, offering a heightened sense of cultural relevance and a renewed platform for this beloved classic. Critics and fans alike are eager for what this fresh take may offer. The original 1995 adaptation, starring Emma Thompson and Kate Winslet, remains iconic. This new version seeks to update the tone while maintaining the story's enduring emotional complexity. Focus Features has framed it as a timeless exploration of restraint and passion, virtues and vulnerabilities that continue to resonate today. For Balfe, the film marks not only a return to period drama but also a symbolic homecoming to the genre in which she first emerged. Following Outlander soon wrapping its final season 8, expected in 2026, she pivoted to modern thriller territory with The Amateur, starring opposite Rami Malek and streaming on Hulu. In the film, she played Inqueline Davies, a Russian-accented hacker, a stark contrast to her forthcoming role as a genteel Regency widow. Her Instagram revelation underscores a sense of artistic continuity alongside versatility. From sci-fi romance to espionage thriller and now literary classic, a new working title and focus do not yet have a release date set, but production is actively underway in the United Kingdom as of July 2025. As for the rest of Outlander, the final chapters of Season 7 and the eventual Season 8 remain upcoming, set to release in 2025 and 2026 respectively. In the meantime, Sense and Sensibility promises to offer Balfe an emotional and thematic counterpoint to her time-traveling past, grounding her in an Austenian landscape where societal nuance and emotional fidelity reign supreme. This casting reinforces Balfe's ability to inhabit worlds both epic and intimate. Whether traversing the Highlands with Jamie Fraser, uncovering espionage conspiracies abroad, or now navigating the poised corridors of Regency England, she brings a steady, nuanced presence. Audiences familiar with her work will relish seeing her as Mrs. Dashwood, a figure who, though secondary in the central romance, anchors the narrative's moral core and familial heart. In sum, Sense and Sensibility is shaping up to be a meaningful next chapter in Balfe's evolving career. Surrounded by a promising cast and creative team, and time to honor Austen's legacy, the film stands as a testament to timeless storytelling even as it looks toward a new generation. Fans of literary drama and period films alike now have another production to look forward to, one where Caitriona Balfe, as a mother navigating grief and guidance, will surely deliver with her trademark sincerity. As production continues on Sense and Sensibility, the creative direction of the film hints at something beyond mere retelling, a reinvigoration of Jane Austen's legacy for a new cultural moment. With Georgia Oakley directing and Diana Reid scripting, the film doesn't just reimagine the familiar, it recontextualizes it. Oakley, known for her BAFTA-nominated feature Blue Jean, brings an openly feminist lens to her work. Reid, meanwhile, co-wrote the acclaimed series The Hunting, which dealt candidly with consent and power. Their pairing signals that this Sense and Sensibility is poised to explore the psychological and societal undercurrents that made Austen's work so radical in its time. Indeed, Austen's novels were never merely genteel romances. They were critiques of patriarchal constraints and class dependency, all embedded in sharp dialogue and subtle irony. Mrs. Dashwood, as played by Caitriona Balfe, may offer a more pronounced emotional and intellectual presence in this iteration, not simply a background figure mourning her husband, but a woman grappling with structural loss, agency, and legacy. Balfe's performance is expected to bridge the emotional gap between the generations. In Outlander, she mastered portraying a woman out of time literally and thematically. Her Claire Fraser, a World War II nurse thrust into 18th century Scotland, was independent, medically skilled, and emotionally intelligent, all qualities that resonated strongly with modern viewers. Mrs. Dashwood, by contrast, exists firmly within the limitations of her time, but in Balfe's hands, she is likely to carry a modern emotional register. It's this balance between historical authenticity and emotional relatability that Balfe has built her career on. This casting also continues a welcome trend in period dramas of casting women over 40 in pivotal roles, something historically rare in Austen adaptations. Previous versions have often centered only on the romantic heroines, relegating maternal characters to either comic relief or weeping background figures. But the new Sense and Sensibility appears to acknowledge that all women in Austen's world, young or aging, were navigating systems of property, marriage, and dignity under pressure. Cinematically, focus features and working title films are leaning into the timeless but urgent tone that has become increasingly popular in period storytelling. Recent hits like Emma Persuasion and Bridgerton have traded rigid historical accuracy for a more expressive, character-driven mood with stylized visuals, musical innovation, and faster pacing. Georgia Oakley's involvement suggests the film won't stray into flamboyant reimagining, but rather aim for emotional clarity and thematic sharpness, staying true to Austen's world while speaking clearly to our own. Daisy Edgar Jones's casting as Eleanor Dashwood also reflects the adaptation's modern energy. Edgar Jones rose to prominence through Normal People, a series that similarly mined emotional intimacy from the unsaid. Paired with Esme Creed-Miles, whose work in Hannah blended physicality and introspection, the Dashwood sisters are shaping up to be more than just romantic archetypes. This is a family story as much as a love story, and Caitriona Balfe, as their widowed mother, will be the emotional backbone of that narrative. Another intriguing layer is the interplay between Irish and British identities within the cast. Both Balfe and Creed-Miles hail from Ireland, and their presence reflects a growing inclusivity in period dramas that were once dominated by a narrowly English sensibility. Jane Austen's stories may be quintessentially English, but the emotional truths they convey about love, security, compromise, and hope transcend national boundaries. The casting also subtly mirrors the pan-European influences of Regency culture itself, where empire, economy, and aristocracy were deeply transnational, a further sign of change. This version of Sense and Sensibility is being positioned not just as an adaptation, but as a cultural commentary. According to behind-the-scenes sources, the filmmakers are aiming to illuminate how Austen's critique of economic precarity and gendered expectations remains resonant today. In an era of rising living costs, gender pay gaps, and renewed attention to inherited wealth, the story of three women displaced by the death of a male benefactor feels strikingly familiar. This is where Caitriona Balfe's portrayal of Mrs. Dashwood could have special weight, a character whose grief is not just personal but structural, whose struggle is not just to grieve but to survive with dignity. Balfe herself has often spoken about the importance of female-centered stories, and her decision to join Sense and Sensibility appears to align with her artistic values. In interviews, she has championed layered roles for women, advocating for greater complexity and representation in film. This role offers her the chance to explore motherhood and maturity with substance, not stereotype. A welcome pivot after years of playing both healer and fighter in Outlander. Her move into this new Austen territory also arrives at a moment of strategic career evolution. While Balfe has certainly proven her commercial viability through Outlander's global success and roles in high-profile films, she has been increasingly selective, favoring scripts that center emotional truth over spectacle. Her recent turn in The Amateur showed a grittier side, while Belfast revealed her ability to portray tender resilience under duress. With Sense and Sensibility, she takes on a character who is both emotionally rich and narratively pivotal, offering her a kind of quiet power that could resonate deeply with audiences. Meanwhile, fans of Outlander are already expressing excitement online about her return to period storytelling. Social media threads have lit up with comparisons between Claire Fraser and Mrs. Dashwood, with many anticipating another masterclass in emotion from Caitriona. Though very different characters, both women confront loss and upheaval, and both are written to navigate their world's limitations with intellect and empathy. As for what this means for Austen adaptations more broadly, this production seems to confirm a broader cultural pivot. We are no longer content with polite costume dramas that skim the surface of social realities. Audiences today crave emotional depth, visual richness, and characters who reflect modern complexity even when set in the past. That's why this Sense and Sensibility, with its youthful leads, emotionally intelligent mother figure, and women-led creative team, may become a landmark addition to the Austen screen canon. If early buzz proves accurate, we may be on the cusp of an Austen renaissance, not just in quantity, but in tone. With Balfe's involvement, the adaptation gains a sense of gravity and grace that will likely anchor the story's evolving dynamics. Whether it's through the quiet melancholy of a mother watching her daughters come of age, or the steely resilience of a woman determined to rebuild their lives, Caitriona Balfe seems uniquely poised to offer something both classic and new. As filming continues into autumn, industry watchers will be looking closely at stills, trailers, and interviews for more clues about tone and interpretation. But one thing is certain: this Sense and Sensibility is not just a revisit, it's a reinvestment in timeless themes of love, grief, and dignity, brought to life by one of the most emotionally attuned actresses of her generation. All credit is due to Outlander, a series that manages to blend romance, history, fantasy, war, and sci-fi without collapsing in on itself. Based on Diana Gabaldon's wildly popular book series, the Star's drama premiered in 2014. It's since cultivated a rabid fandom with its story of Claire, an English nurse in 1945 who's magically transported back in time to 1743. There, she encounters a group of Scottish rebels pursued by one of her husband's distant ancestors. But things get really complicated when Claire falls for hunky Highland warrior Jamie Fraser. Across Outlander's 7 seasons, Claire and Jamie's romance spans centuries, continents, and generations. It's set to end next year with its upcoming 8th season. That, of course, doesn't mean Outlander is finished. After all, the prequel series Blood of My Blood is now streaming on Starz. Outlander is a one-of-a-kind tale, but shows don't last this long without a strong cast. Executive producer and co-showrunner Ronald D. Moore agrees. "We were most thrilled with the cast. We just really scored. That's gold in this business," Moore told Entertainment Weekly in 2016. Caitriona Balfe was an amazing find. Sam Heughan is the perfect Jamie, and I would say it's hard to look at any of the characters and picture them as anybody else. Obviously, Graham McTavish is MacDougall Mackenzie and Gary Lewis is Colum. Before all that happened, there was a lot of trepidation about, okay, can we find these people? On that note, let's check in on the original Outlander cast, then and now. Caitriona Balfe has led the series across 7 seasons as Claire Beecham, the time-traveling, heartsick heroine of Outlander. The actress's performance as Claire has earned her 4 Golden Globe nominations. Speaking with EW and People at the 2016 Golden Globes, Balfe reflected on one of her favorite memories filming the series. "There was a day Sam, Heughan, and I we were on horseback and we had to build up to one of the battles," she said. "We had this long line of an army coming behind us and we were galloping across the field and the sun was out, you have the mountains in the background. Days like that, you're just pinching yourself because you're like, how did I get so lucky born in Dublin?" Balfe modeled for the likes of Chanel before landing roles in films like Super 8 and Now You See Me in between seasons of Outlander. The actress lent her voice to Netflix's The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance and appeared in films like Ford v Ferrari and The Amateur. She also drew acclaim and Golden Globe and BAFTA nominations for her turn in Kenneth Branagh's Oscar-winning Irish coming-of-age film Belfast. In recent years, Balfe expanded her toolkit by directing episodes of Outlander. She's also slated to appear in another period literary adaptation, Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility, in which she'll star opposite Daisy Edgar-Jones, and George Mackay. Balfe is married to Scottish music producer Tony McGill. In 2021, the pair welcomed a son. Like Balfe, Sam Heughan has starred on all 7 seasons of Outlander. He plays stubborn and intelligent Scot Jamie Fraser, who sweeps Claire off her feet once she encounters him in the 18th century. Jamie is a special guy, Moore told EW back in 2015. He's different from the other guys of his era. He's educated, he's smart, and he's willing to think in bigger terms than a lot of his contemporaries. Heughan was a regular on British television prior to playing Jamie. He's since appeared in a diverse range of films, including the comedy The Spy Who Dumped Me, the action thriller Bloodshot, and 2023's Love Again opposite Priyanka Chopra Jonas. He's also found success collaborating with Outlander co-star Graham McTavish. The pair host a travel docuseries, Men in Kilts, and co-wrote a New York Times best-selling book, 2020's Clanlands, Whiskey, Warfare, and a Scottish adventure like no other. During the COVID-19 lockdowns, the actor shared a statement on social media, lamenting being subject to 6 years of constant bullying, harassment, stalking, and false narrative. He added that he'd been accused of manipulating fans, being a closet homosexual, trying to mislead or extort fans for money, and disregarding coronavirus advice. This came a few years after a Sony TV executive warned fans to take it easy when shipping the stars. "It comes a point when it is aggressive, or takes a step over into harassment. That's where I feel like it's not healthy for both the person doing it and certainly not healthy for our cast and crew," said Sony TV co-president Chris Parnell. Tobias Menzies played 2 immensely hateable roles on Outlander: Frank Randall, Claire's husband in 1945, and Jonathan Blackjack Randall, Frank's ancestor, in 1743. The role landed him a Golden Globe nomination in 2016. The talented Menzies is one of our current masters of the period drama, having played real-life historical figures like Marcus Junius Brutus on Rome, James Fitzjames on The Terror, Prince Philip on The Crown, and Edwin Stanton on Manhunt. His turn in The Crown nabbed him both an Emmy and a Screen Actors Guild Award. In recent years, he starred opposite Julia Louis-Dreyfus in Nicole Holofcener's You Hurt My Feelings and this year's commercial hit F1 with Brad Pitt. He'll soon appear in The Entertainment System Is Down, the latest film from Palme d'Or winner Ruben Östlund. The stately and imposing Graham McTavish helped lead Outlander as brawny war chief Dougal Mackenzie on the first 2 seasons of Outlander. Though the actor would return for a couple more appearances later in the series in July, McTavish crashed the panel for Outlander, Blood of My Blood at the San Diego Comic-Con to rib Sam Retford, who plays a younger Dougal on the prequel series. "I fell in love with Dougal the first time I laid eyes on you," Retford said, prompting McTavish to interject, "Of course you did." The Scottish McTavish has appeared in dozens of films and TV projects over the years. He also lends his voice to video games like the Uncharted series and Marvel's Midnight Suns. In addition to leading the travel docuseries Men in Kilts with Heughan, McTavish has spent the last few years appearing on series like House of the Dragon, Love, Death and Robots, and Spartacus. House of Usher. Gary Lewis starred as Colm Mackenzie, the disabled, wine-swilling Mackenzie clan leader who helped lead Outlander for its first 2 seasons. In a 2016 interview with Yahoo TV, Lewis discussed Colm's practicality and what distinguishes his leadership from that of McTavish's Dougal. Colm seeks to understand the developing situation and makes decisions based on what he thinks will be best for the clan, many years down the line, the actor said.